Hello, lovely people, and welcome. It appears that this is World Watercolor Month, and so I have been trying to follow along with the official prompts. I'm a little behind, but not too bad. So the prompt I'm working on today is Rainforest. And so I started out by just going on internet and looking at images of rainforests for a bit and came up with some ideas that I liked. You can see the kind of little base sketches on the lined paper above the sketch I'm working on right now here. The sketches are a little messy, but they gave me a base idea of what I wanted to do. And then what I did was I came in and did a sketch, and I'm sketching with watercolor pencils. I'm finding that this helps me a lot with having an idea of what the final is going to look like, and then the pencils, as long as I don't press too hard, will dissolve into the water as I do my watercolor painting. So it actually seems to work out really well to sketch with watercolor pencils, so that makes me pretty happy. The scene I decided to do was basically a boardwalk path through rainforest. I saw a couple of images of the boardwalks and I like those. I'd also been considering doing a rope bridge, but I ended up liking the boardwalk better. And then what I did was I started just going in. I mixed up a couple of base colors and just blocked in kind of an underpainting of the base colors and where the main things were. So I did the foliage at the bottom in a pale green, put in all the tree trunks and the boardwalk, and then I went in and did some of the heavier foliage higher up with a darker green. And then I just went in and did a bunch of layers, working in the details of each thing, trying to keep the trees distinct, but also give the illusion of depth and the just kind of density of a rainforest. And that develops much more near the end. So here I'm just working on a couple of basic trees that are around and trying to get into the root systems of the trees with some moss to develop the root systems. The images I saw of trees had some really interesting root above ground root systems, and I tried to make those happen. And then putting in some of the dense plants around and under the boardwalk here. And continuing to work in layers. I just went in and kind of worked my way around the painting, working in dry areas while I let wet areas dry, and just adding a new level of detail with each layer that I did. I tried to get in some of the massive leaves you see on some of these trees with the cut edge shapes hanging down, and I worked kind of alternately in the background and foreground, trying to develop the density of plants that you see. So there's nothing particularly varied in what I did in this image, in this painting. It's just a repetition of the same kinds of things, going around and defining. See, that's about the third time I've gone over the boardwalk, just defining the planks a little more each time. One of the things here is that I'm working very small. This paper is a travel notebook. It's like 5x7 or 6x8. I think it's 6x8. But then I've put in a little frame with the washi tape, which even decreases the size of the painting area I'm working in. So I found that working on the details here was kind of challenging. So I've switched to a smaller brush here. I started with a size 4 or 5 round, and this is down to a size 2, I think. I didn't actually check. And trying to make the details more precise and more defined with each ensuing layer. I've been enjoying this challenge, this monthly challenge, a great deal. It's been very, very interesting working from a prompt list. It's been sparking a lot of imagination and ideas, and I really, really like that. I also, here you can see I've put in a bunch of the hanging moss that you see, hanging moss and hanging tendrils, and I tried to work in a bunch of vines around the trees to give them more interest. And I think that worked out pretty well. And then I'm just going back in over and over, working in the details. I do think that I did not get enough contrast into this painting. And I tried to darken up some of the shadows of the trees a little more here. But I think that the various things are blending into each other a little too much. So this may or may not be a big success. Let me know what you think in the comments. But it certainly was interesting to work on, and not like anything I've really done before. I will need to continue to work on fine details in watercolor. That's something I'm not very good at yet. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it and would like to see more. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and thank you so much. And here's the final product.